In the beginning of the film, we're introduced to a mind-blowing discovery. Scientists have found a way to shrink humans down to just 5 inches in height. This revolutionary process is called downsizing. Why? Because Earth is running out of space and resources. With overpopulation on the rise, this technique could save the planet. Smaller people consume less, waste less, and live big with very little. Sounds like the perfect plan, right? Well, it's not that simple. Once you go small, you can't go back. The change is permanent, forever. Even your future children will be born small. Now, some people embrace this as the future. Others, which are terrified. But for couples struggling with money, it sounds like a golden ticket. Enter Paul and his wife. They're a regular couple with financial stress, bills piling up, and dreams they can't afford. When they hear about downsizing, it feels like the perfect escape. At a party, Paul meets his downsized friend, who now lives a life of luxury with his wife. Once poor, now practically millionaires. He tells Paul, "Downsizing changed our lives. We're rich, happy, and finally free." This gets Paul thinking, and soon he and his wife decide they'll do it. They attend a downsizing seminar where they learn just how big their small life can be. A single apple could feed them for days. A small house turns into a mansion. Their modest savings,
Oh
worth
my
millions
God!
now. But there's a warning too. Once the body is shrunk, only the human part reduces. Artificial parts, like metal teeth, must be removed. If not, it could be fatal. Paul agrees. He undergoes the prep. Teeth out, body hair shaved, and then the procedure begins. He wakes up, tiny, lying on a huge bed, greeted by a giant nurse carrying a cookie. But something's off. His wife never arrives. Confused and panicked, Paul calls her. She tells him she backed out. She couldn't go through with it. Right when her head was being shaved, it hit her. What am I doing? Is this really my life now? So she canceled. Paul is devastated. He's small, alone, and stuck in a new world with no way back. They drift apart. Eventually, they divorce, and Paul tries to start over in a downsized community built for people like him. But even here, he's lonely. Then, fate steps in. He hears a news report. A shipping box from America, carrying downsized people, has crashed. Everyone inside, dead, except one girl. The next day, that same girl is cleaning Paul's house. She's quiet, kind, and has no place to live. Slowly, Paul and this girl start connecting. They spend more time together, talk, laugh. And for the first time in a long time, Paul doesn't feel so alone. She introduces him to a hidden part of this world. A broken neighborhood full of people who downsized illegally. They live in poverty, just like they did when they were big. Turns out, shrinking doesn't solve everything. Paul starts questioning everything. Was this all a mistake? He decides to visit the original scientist, the one who created downsizing. He wants to know, is there a way to reverse it? Can I be normal again? The answer, no. This is forever. But the scientist tells him something else too. This world he's created, it's safe, sustainable, and peaceful. Paul is invited to live there, forever. But Paul declines. He says, I want to spend whatever time I have left, living, loving, laughing. Even if the world ends, I want to go down smiling, he returns to the girl. They build a life together, tiny in size, but full of heart. Because in the end, Paul realizes, happiness doesn't depend on size or wealth or where you live. It's about who you're with and how much you care. Thanks for watching.